March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, which reminds us to embrace, understand, and appreciate our fellow New Mexicans with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Patricia Osbourn is Deputy Director at the UNM Center for Development and Disability and joins us this morning. Hi, Patricia.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. A really important topic that I'm glad we're bringing awareness to. And so let's begin by defining the terminology developmental disability.
Great. Developmental disability, or disability in general, just really refers to an intellectual or a physical difference that really impacts how the person is able to function in daily life. And it might be something like how they learn, how they speak, how they walk, how they are able to engage in self-care, all of those kinds of things.
Okay, so that's a clear definition. Now, how is the CDD, paving the way toward improving the quality of life for those who are dealing with developmental disabilities?
The Center for Development and Disability, we're part of UNM. We're within the Health Sciences Center in the Department of Pediatrics. And we are a part of a national network of centers. And our official designation is a University Center of Excellence in Research, Service, and Education. And basically that is what we do. We engage in research, we collaborate with others, we provide trainings all over the state. We train university students, community providers, and we provide direct services.
So important. And you know, I think all of us, when we hear about what you're doing and what so many people are facing out there, we always want to hear the success stories. Could you share a success story with us?
I could share so many.
I bet.
A couple that come to mind, though, and the beauty, the center's been around since 1990, and I've been there ever since. So I've seen children from the age of 3 who are now graduates going to college.
Must give you such a sense of pride, huh?
Those are exactly the things that keep us working there. So yeah, we know many of those kinds of stories.
Just to see them developing and going to college, I mean, what an accomplishment, huh?
And I think really it starts off with that early diagnosis, getting them into intervention, getting their parents' supports, and then you can really see individuals blossom.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit on a national level. Where is our country's leadership falling short when it comes to issues that relate to people who have disabilities?
You know, I think in general, our country, basically since the 60s, has become more and more aware of disabilities and really their place in our life. As you said, it's Disability Awareness Month. Disabilities are not an uncommon thing.
Not at all.
It is like 1 in 6 individuals, Americans, who actually has a disability.
1 in 6 Americans?
1 in 6, yes.
That's a pretty big statistic, yeah.
And what I would say is, honestly, in our state, New Mexico has a very strong track record of supports for these individuals, and we're seeing a lot of that continuing on today.
Well, then how can we as a community improve all of our own awareness on the issue?
You know, I think there's a lot of things. I think firstly, just knowing that the numbers are so high, and if you think you don't know someone with a disability, you're probably wrong, because some disabilities are silent. I think very good point. I think the other issue is always remembering how powerful our words are and how they really shape our perceptions.
Good point.
And in the world of disabilities, we talk frequently about people first, and so we don't talk about the wheelchair child. We talk about the child in the wheelchair. And so we always put that person first, and that really, I think that puts it into perspective about the disability.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And you work with people of all ages, I would imagine.
We do. Birth all the way up.
Okay, and it's, I mean, I think it's important for people out there to know how that they can reach out and they can support and get some help from you guys. So how can we tell our viewers to do that?
Absolutely. Our services are statewide. And they are without charge. They can call us. They can call us at 505-272-3000, or they can find us on the website,
which is right there on the screen right now.
Excellent. cdd.unm.edu.
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned you've been with the center since 1990, so you've really been there all along. I'm just interested personally, have you seen any big changes as far as, you know, just as far as the amount of support you've gotten from beginning till now?
Oh, goodness, yes. And that's where I would really, really congratulate our state partners. They have really embraced this area.
That's nice to know.
We've grown from a tiny center to over 150 employees. We probably have 30, 40 programs, and a lot of it has come from state support, like the Department of Health, Public Education Department, CYFD. So our state partners are really pivotal.
That's so important, and that's fantastic. And being that it is, a month of awareness, is there any tips you would give somebody just to kind of help support the community throughout this month?
Again, I think just being aware that disability is actually a part of life. You will see billboards around the city this month that talk about celebrating diversity. And that is really our attitude around disabilities, that they're part of life and they're part of diversity, and they should be celebrated.
And I think one of the things you said that's so interesting is that we probably all know somebody who has, even if we don't think we do. And so that in itself is a wonderful point to make in keeping people aware of the fact that you just never know who you're dealing with. Be sensitive to people, be understanding about the fact that you just don't always know everything, and that everybody has their own struggles, and to be sensitive to that. So thank you for what you do. We really appreciate that.
Thanks for having us.
And stick around, because we're not done yet. A New Mexico man is making a deal on CBS's hit game show, and we'll meet him next.